Passion burning through the souls of midnight running shoes. Adrenaline is pulsing like a wire that refuses to fuse. Every shadow is a blurry cause the velocity is king. Hear the whistle of the vacuum and the way the atoms sing. Gravity has lost its grip, the earth is just a distant spark. Cutting through the silence, leaving ribbons in the dark. No more waiting for the signal, no more standing in the queue. Everything is motion and emotion is the only clue. Faster than the chemicals can flood the human brain. The heavy iron and the routing of the chain. Higher than the altitude where oxygen survives. Feeling like the sudden rush of 20 million lives. Velocity is sacred and the limit is a lie. Touching every frequency across the burning sky. Accelerate the heartbeat till the universe expands. Holding on to nothing but the power in our hands. Faster than the chemicals can flood the human brain. The heavy iron and the rattling of the chain. Higher than the altitude where oxygen survives. Feeling like the sudden rush of 20 million lives. Velocity is sacred and the limit is a lie. Touching every frequency across the burning sky. Accelerate the heartbeat till the universe expands. Holding on to nothing but the power in our hands. Clockwork gears are grinding into dust against the sheer sky. Yesterday is gone before the finish of the coming day. Every cell is vibrating the frequency of pure desire. Liquid lightning moving through the circuit of the golden wire. Do not look behind you at the wreckage of the fading cones. Focus on the energy that fuels the engine in the most. Pavement turns to liquid under pressure of the frantic pace. Leaving every memory within the empty void of space. Faster than the chemicals can flood the human brain. Heavy iron and the rattling of the chain. Higher than the altitude where oxygen survives. Feeling like the sudden rush of 20 million lives. Velocity is sacred and the limit is a lie. Touching every frequency across the burning sky. Accelerate the heartbeat till the universe expands. Holding on to nothing but the power in our hands. Holding on to nothing but the power in our hands. Faster than the chemicals can flood the human brain. The heavy iron and the rattling of the chain. Higher than the altitude where oxygen survives. Feeling like the sudden rush of 20 million lives. Velocity is sacred and the limit is a lie. Touching every frequency to plus the burning sky. Accelerate the heartbeat till the universe expands. Holding on to nothing but the power in our hands. Faster than the chemicals can flood the human brain. The heavy iron and the rattling of the chain. Higher than the altitude where oxygen survives. Feeling like the sudden rush of 20 million lives. Velocity is sacred and the limit is a lie. Touching every frequency across the burning sky. Accelerate the heartbeat till the universe expands. Holding on to nothing but the power in our hands. Static friction biting through the heavy air.
Clouds are churning like a giant iron gear.
Voltage rising in the hollow of my chest.
Waiting for the spark to put the soul to test.
White fire blinding every single eye. Heaven tearing open with a jagged cry. Thunder crashing down against the concrete floor. Give us something louder than a lion roar. Breaking through the ceiling with a billion volts.
Ground is trembling from the metal piercing jolts.
Copper wire glowing till it turns to gold. Power surging deeper than stories told. Pressure building up behind the dam with glass. Watch the heavy shadow as the currents pass.
White fire blinding every single line. Heaven tearing open with a jagged cry. Thunder crushing down against the concrete floor. Give us something louder than a lion roar. Breaking through the ceiling with a billion volts. Ground is trembling from the metal piercing jolts. Hey, hey.
The static burns against the charcoal sky. A jagged to the violet piercing through. The atmosphere is heavy with the light of silence, waiting for the residue. The magnetism rules the iron veins. A voltage surging from the underbelly. The friction snaps its heavy metal chains and turns the solid world to molten jelly. Velocity is bleeding to the wires. The friction of the friction makes it real. We burn within the coal and cobalt fires. The friction of the friction starts to peel. The heavy bolts are crushing down the floor. The air is pressurized until it screams. A static kick against the iron door. The ultraviolet tank through the sea. The sky is breaking open in a flash of amethyst. The thunder is a hammer that the heavens can't resist. The current is a predator that's hunting in the dark. The world illuminated by the vengeance of the spark. The purple lightning strikes the ground and turns us all to glass. The silence is a memory that's buried in the past. The frequency is violent and the power is divine. The shadow of the bolts is traced along the jagged line. The circuitry is screaming for relief. The copper melting in the sudden heat. The moment of the impact is so brief, but long enough to make the pulse complete. The energy is hungry for the earth. It meets upon the carpet and the stone. A violent and incandescent burn that echoes through marrow of the bone. The pressure builds behind the heavy glass. The vacuum starts to shudder and to moan. We watch the lethal radiation pass to claim the kingdom and the iron throne. The sky is breaking open in a flash of amethyst. The thunder is a hammer that the heavens can't resist. The current is a predator that's hunting in the dark. The world's illuminated by the vengeance of the spark. The purple lightning strikes the ground and turns the souls to glass. The silence is a memory that's buried in the past. The frequency is violent and the power is divine. The shadow of the bolts is traced along to a jagged line. The sky is breaking open in a flash of amethyst. The thunder is a hammer that the heavens can't resist. The current is a predator that's hunting in the dark. The world's illuminated by the vengeance of the spark. The purple lightning strikes the ground and turns us all to glass. The silence is a memory that's buried in the past. The frequency is violent and the power is divine. The shadow of the bolts is traced along the jagged line. Our blades are screaming in the furnace light. Shogun rises with the pulse of heavy thunder. Heavier than the mountain crested on the side. Grinding down the earth and pulling heaven under. into jagged blaze of fire. Bring the pillars of the sky crashing down, lifting high through the heat of the pyre. Power surge inside the blood of a king. Armor clashing when the massive hammers fall. Hear the metal snap and hear the spirit sing. Standing tall against the shadow of the wall. A force of giants moving through the midnight rain. Total mastery within the grip of cold. The shackles and the spirit and the chain. Turning every ounce of agony to gold. Gears are turning with the deep and hollow roar. The temple shivers from the impact of the strike. Marching forward to the center of the war. With the strength of ocean swelling deep inside. Thrust of gravity that tries to hold the crown. Turn the static into jagged blades of fire. Bring the pillars of the sky crashing down. Lifting higher through the heat of the pyre. Power surge inside the blood of a king. Armor clashing when the massive hammers fall. Hear the metal snap and hear the spirit sing. Standing tall against the shadow of the wall. Force of giants moving for the midnight rain. Total mastery within the grip of cold. The shackles and the spirit and the chain. Turning every ounce of agony to gold. Power surge inside the blood of a king. Armor clashing when the massive hammers fall. Hear the metal snap and hear the spirits ring. Standing tall against the shadow of the wall. Voice of giants moving through the midnight rain. Total mastery within the blood of cold. The shackles of the spirit and the Static crackles through the heavy evening heat. Paper lanterns glowing as the copper wires meet. Barefoot on the circuit for the wooden handles click. Ancient spirits rising through the voltage burning thick. Fuses blow like blossoms in a digital cascade. Dancing on the shadow of a fiber optic blade. System wide awakening, the signal starts to flare. Copper bells are ringing in the pressurized air. Iron beams are trembling beneath the purple sky. Watch the binary dragon as it learns how to fly. Liquid crystal memories reflecting in the stream. Data points emerging in a technicolor dream. Gather around the tower where the amplifiers hum. Feel the syncopation of the grand mechanical drum. Voltage in the veins of every daughter, every son. The ceremony of the grid has only just begun. Elevate the current till the sky begins to break. Thunder in the marrow for the civilization's sake. Lift the heavy timber as the golden surges prime. Sacred electricity beyond the reach of time. Spinning in the vortex of a million flashing light. Glorious explosion in the middle of the night. Power flowing through us in a grand magnetic wave. Spirit of the circuit that the ancestors guide. Kinetic energy, transmitting legacy. Cables like arteries, fueling the ecstasy. See signal intensity, digital density. Universal entity, purest identity. Sweat and silicon are blurring into one. Brighter than the setting of a prehistoric sun. High frequency chanting as the processors ignite. Phasing through the tunnel of a long forgotten night. Woven carpet tapestries are hanging from the spires. Step into the center of the cold electric fire. Unity achieved within the buzzing of the heart. This is why it means to feel the battery alive. Elevate the vibration say, lift that heavy timber as the golden surges climb. Sacred electricity beyond the reach of time. Spinning in the vortex of a million flashing lights. Glorious explosion in the middle of the night. Power flowing through us in the grand magnetic waves. Spirit of the circuit that the ancestors gave.
Metal gears ground against the marrow of time. Cold, heavy grease coat in every single second. Shadows lighten under the weight of the hammer. The atmosphere thickens into a solid wall.
Steel teeth biting deep into the rotation. Each vibration shaking the dust from the rafters. Waiting for the friction to catch a final wire. Blueprint drawn in the heat of a sudden fever. The countdown pulses beneath the floorboards. Faster than the blood can reach the brain. The needle buries itself in the deep red, holding our breath that could shatter the glass.
Ignition!
Total gravity collapsing in the dark.
Ignition!
The foundation cracks under the weight of the sun.
Ignition!
Breaking the silence with the thunderous roar.
Ignition!
Nothing remains but the pure blinding force.
Pistons firing through the veins of the machine. A mechanical heart beating out a new order.
The floor is trembling like a dying leaf. Velocity becomes the only language we speak. Stripping away the layers of the old world, fueling the fire with the ghosts of the past. No more safety in the stillness of the room. The pressure builds until the iron turns to liquid. The countdown pulses beneath the floorboards. Faster than the blood can reach the brain. The needle buries itself in the deep red, holding our breath that could shatter the glass.
Ignition!
Total gravity collapsing in the dark.
Ignition!
The foundation cracks under the weight of the sun.
Ignition!
Breaking the silence with the thunderous roar.
Ignition!
Nothing remains but the pure blinding force. Total gravity collapsing in the dark. The foundation cracks under the weight of the sun. Breaking the silence with the thunderous roar. Nothing remains but the pure blinding force.
Binary signals fracturing the static air. Voltage climbing up a jagged ladder. The grid is shuddering beneath the weight of heavy copper. Systems failing in a synchronized surrender. We are the ghosts inside the fractured circuitry, waiting for the surge to break the silence. Every pixel bleeds a shade of synthetic gold as a foundation begins to tremble. Ignite the sky with artificial lightning. The pressure drops until the earth begins to crack. A million sparks exploding in the data stream. Blinding flashes tearing through the solid dark. Shatter the ceiling of the physical realm. Witness the brilliance of the digital combustion. Feed the fire with 1,000 megahertz. Crushing the floor with the Titan's heartbeat. System-wide reset. Voltage peak reached. Unstable particles colliding in the void. The frequency is piercing through the bone. Gravity surrenders to the sonic blast. A cathedral of glass shivering in the heat. Fragments of a dream caught in the processor. The low end moves like a tectonic plate, shifting the balance of this synthetic landscape. Crystal hydra raining down like diamond dust, tearing down the fabric of the simulated night. We are the pulse, the brick resist the fate, climbing through the debris of a broken signal, ready to burn until the core goes wide. Ignite the sky with artificial lightning. The pressure drops until the earth begins to crack. A million sparks exploding in the data stream. Blinding flashes tearing through the solid dark. Shadow the ceiling of the physical realm. Witness the brilliance of the digital combustion. Food in the fire with 1,000 megahertz. Clouds in the floor with the Titan's heartbeat.
Ignite the sky. Ignite the sky. Hey, hey.
Static crackles through the cranial link. Cold steel etching on a neural brain. No time to pray or even to blink. The city breathes in shadows of ink. Silicon pulse in a carbon shell. Buying a soul that the corporation sell. Sharpen the blade on a digital nail. Rising up from this chrome-plated hell. Electric veins under synthetic skin. Where does the man and the wire begin? Spinning the wheel of a high-speed sand. Let the momentum of the slaughter set in. Flicker of red in a monocratic eye. Mapping the arc where the metal will fly. Under a heavy and sunless sky. The only truth is the calibrated lie. Sever the connection with a single stroke. Vanishing fast like a memory in smoke. Thunder in the gearbox heart that I broke. Carry the weight of the heavy iron yoke. Flash of the edge through the rain and the grit. Never a moment to pause or to quit. Into the gears where the lightning is lit. Watching the circuitry crumble and split. Hey. 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 Override the safety locks, the ticket in a clock. Voltage hits like heavy rock. Inside the black box, accelerate the killing blow. Higher than the levels go. Feel the dark energy flow through the grid we know. Hey. Oh. Oil on the pavement like a funeral saint. insane. Rewiring the pathways of a synthetic brain. Master of the play in a world of disdain. Washing the data away in the wane. Phantom limbs twitch with a ghost in the gear. Cutting through the silence of a systematic fear. The end of the signal is drawing so near. Nothing but the sound of the friction is clear. Monoliths looming in a forest of glass. Slicing through the shadows as the centuries pass. Tempered by the fire of a lower class. Turning the future to a heap of brass. A blur of motion in a focused frame. The hunter and the hunted are exactly the same. Playing the part in a lethal game. Engraved in the air with a nameless name. The countdown starts in a surge of white. Shredding the veil of the perpetual night. Binary vision for a mechanical sight. Seizing the power and the kinetic mind. Sever the connection with a single stroke. Vanishing fast like a memory explode. Thunder in the gearbox, heart that I vote. Carry the weight of the heavy iron yoke. Blast of the edge for the rain and the grit. Never a moment to pause or a quit. Into the gears where the lightning is lit. Watching the circuit crumble and split. Hey! 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 Watching the circuitry crumble and split.